Hello students, good morning all of you. So welcome to the course on non-conventional sources of energy offered by the Department of Physics. So this is module number 1, and in the current module we will introduce some basic concepts on non-conventional energy sources. To begin with, in this module we are planning to introduce certain things. Its outline will be given now. So first, the title meaning. Okay. So we have seen non-conventional sources of energy. So we will be interested to know what is mean by non-conventional. Okay. So we will discuss in briefly about the idea of non-conventional energy. And we have two terms. One is conventional energy sources, and the other one is non-conventional energy sources. So we will also investigate how do they differ, how we will differentiate between conventional sources and non-conventional sources. And we can quote different examples for non-conventional sources and conventional sources. Okay, so that will be also done. And after that we will look into the syllabus which we have to study in this particular course. We will have a simple glance through the entire syllabus. Okay, and then we will go into what are the different advantages of non-conventional sources of energy. Okay, so it has certain advantages over conventional sources. That is why we are giving emphasis to non-conventional sources in this paper. So we will look into that one by one, and in addition to that, we will also study uh, what is the difference between primary sources and secondary sources of energy. Okay, this is also a new term. We are interested to look into the details of primary sources and secondary sources of energy. Okay, and finally we will have our home assignment. It's a routine thing. Every module will be associated with a short brief assignment which you are expected to do. Okay, so let us begin with what is called energy. As you all know, okay, we all need energy in every walks of life. Without energy, life is difficult. Okay, the entire dynamics of the universe or the dynamics of the world is based upon or based on energy. Okay, we say that energy is the capacity. Usually, in layman's language, we usually say energy is the capacity or ability to do work. And in different science branches, we will have different other definitions, technical definitions for energy. But from a layman's point of view, it is the ability to do work. Okay, and energy has different forms, as you know: light energy, heat energy, okay, chemical energy, mechanical energy, potential energy, and so on. That we are not concerned with. Here we are concerned with the energy resources. Okay, so as I told you, energy has a lot of role to play in the life. In different walks of life, we need energy. Inside home, we need energy. So many activities. When we go to agriculture, where also energy is required. You know, machineries, all it's working. Even for agriculture planting, energy is required. Okay, if you want to irrigate, energy is required. And, or if you want to plow the field, you need energy in the form of mechanical energy. So agriculture requires a lot of energy. And another example is industry, transport, construction sites, communication. Okay, in communication we need a lot of devices. For the operation of the devices, we need energy, and so on and so forth. It goes on. Okay, so many other applications you can call from your day-to-day life activities. Okay, so it shows that energy is imperative in every walks of life. And as far as we look into our syllabus, we broadly classify the energy into conventional sources and non-conventional sources. Okay, it's a broad classification, and different people have given different classification. Energy sources have been classified into different categories, but we are not much concerned about here. We are concerned about this classification, essentially conventional and a non-conventional source of energy. Okay, so you see, what is conventional source? Something, any source, any resource which has been here for long time. Okay, from time immemorial, some sources we have been using, for example, timber wood or wood, you can say, which has been using for long millions of years, or you can say thousands of years we have been using it. So that is a conventional source, and different other such sources are there. Okay, hydropower, water falling carry power. People have been using the energy of falling water to do so many things. Olden times we have windmills, okay, or water mills where we can fix some turbines and water falling over it will rotate the turbine and we can generate mechanical energy. You can either use it for doing any work, say for example, flour mill. There are so many ancient flour mill which have been using hydropower to run their turbines and doing the flooring of wheat and all. Okay, so it has been there, and many other heat energy, coal, okay, petroleum products. These are all examples we can quote for conventional source of energy. And and another thing is that such conventional sources have a lot of along with its advantages, it has a lot of disadvantages too. Adding to that, they are not long lasting. Most of the conventional sources are going to be depleted or finished off within a short span of time. Okay, so we have to be very much concerned about our energy need in future. Okay, many sources that we are using today is not going to be with us after a few couple of or few decades of time. Those fuels are going to be finished. So we are in search for finding out new resources, new energy resources, and that is the very importance of this paper. Okay, we are actually studying or investigating the potentials of other sources of energy, which are coming under the category of non-conventional sources. Okay, so again, people usually technically define conventional sources of energy as those sources of energy which have been in use for a long time. Okay, this is the definition, technical definition. The energy source which have been in long use, okay, for so many years, they have been with us. Such sources are called conventional sources. So examples are quoted here. You can see coal, petroleum, natural gas. You can see even petroleum is hardly of around 150 years old. Coal maybe maybe some 200, so 250 years old. Okay, firewood you can count some centuries old. Okay, so this way these are all very old fueling method or energy drawing methods which we have been using. But and what are those properties of those conventional energy sources? First thing, they are exhaustible, or they are going to be finished within a short while. Okay, that is the property. Secondly, they cause pollution when used because they emit smoke and ash. It's a big problem. In olden times, we had enough forest, and the forest would have been enough to catch all the smoke to balance the atmosphere. But things have been changed now due to irrational cutting of trees, deforestation. So atmosphere is getting polluted day by day, which may lead to many adverse effects, as you know. Okay, so one of the adverse effects is global warming. Okay, the content of carbon monoxide in the atmosphere increases, moisture, water content in the atmosphere increases, that may lead to global warming. And all of you know the consequences of global warming. Okay. So as far as the non-conventional sources are concerned, uh, so they are comparatively new. You can say they're comparatively new in use. Okay, those sources were there for a long time, but mankind could not find a way to tap them. We hadn't enough technology to convert them into useful power. Okay, that was the point. These sources were there even time immemorial, very old ancient times. These sources were there, but we couldn't tap energy from them. But recently we have developed technology to tap energy from such resources. They are classified under non-conventional energy sources. Okay, they have been used, but in a limited scale. Even now, even today, its use is limited, not widespread or not being popular. Okay, so its popularization is one of the important aspects of studying this paper or studying this course. You can define, or technically you can say, energy generated by using solar radiation, wind, tides, geothermal heat, and biomass, including farm and animal waste, are known as non-conventional energy. This is comparatively a technical definition in which energies, different sources are mentioned. They are collectively known as non-conventional sources. Okay, more specifically, these are given here: solar energy, the energy coming from sun. Okay, that is called solar energy. Okay, we have now recently developed many technology to convert them into useful form of energy. Similarly, wind energy is another one. Okay, wind blow, it carry huge power. Okay, there are so many innumerable number of wind energy mills world over. Okay, so they are used to convert wind energy into other useful form of energy that will be discussed in detail later. And ocean energy. Ocean actually carry energy in different form. We have a separate module to discuss about the ocean energy available and what are the technology used to convert them in useful form. Another one is geothermal energy, the energy available within the core of the earth is called geothermal. Okay, and similarly biomass is also there. These are the main headings which we have to go into detail in the rest of the course. Okay, so where we will discuss in detail about these aspects. And here a literal meaning of non-conventional energy is given. Non-conventional literally means something not established by wide acceptability. That is what is called non-conventional. Something people have not fully accepted or widely accepted. Okay, getting developed. You can say something which is getting developed day by day, not yet reached the saturation. Okay, or not actually reached the full perfection. Okay, and comparatively new. That is what is called a non-conventional. I hope you understood the meaning of non-conventional. Okay, something which is not was there in the past. You can say like that in rough language. So now let us see one by one some specific properties of non-conventional energy source. Okay. So first thing is that all these sources are renewable or regenerative. Regenerative means something which will be produced repeatedly. Which will be produced repeatedly. Okay, they are not going to be finished once, but that is not the case with the conventional sources. You know, petroleum, for example, once they are finished, you cannot reproduce it. But wind energy, for example, it will be there forever. Okay, it is not going to be finished until the earth is there, until the solar system is there. Wind will be there. Okay, until the rotation of the earth is there, you can say wind will be there. Okay, so that is the case with the non-conventional sources. And secondly, these resources are yet in the process of development over the past few years. Okay, that is what I explained you earlier. They are evolving, they are progressively evolving. New technologies are coming up day by day. Okay, so in the near future, we will mostly we rely upon or depend upon such sources once new, better technologies come up, and they cause sorry, they cause lowest level of pollution. As you know, wind energy or solar energy, they hardly produce any smoke, gas, dust, nothing. Okay, so we can say that they are pollution-free sources. That is the case. Moreover, they do not require heavy expenditure. Just like suppose you are planning a thermal power plant or a nuclear power plant, you have to invest heavily into that. But in order to establish a solar panel or a windmill, you have to spend very less amount of money. Okay, so investment required to the establishment of non-conventional energy sources are very, very less, comparatively less as compared to conventional energy sources. And here is the syllabus. Let us just have a quick go through the entire syllabus. Your first unit is about solar energy, where we will be studying about what is solar energy, what are the content matter or the different constituents of solar energy, and how it is measured, and how solar energy can be beautifully converted into different other forms of energy, heat energy, for example, or electricity. You can convert solar energy. So we will have simple ideas about how this technology works. Okay, so you will enjoy this particular chapter, I'm sure. And in unit 2, you will be dealing with basic principles of wind energy conversion. Okay, wind energy, how this is converted into useful form of other energy. Wind energy, of course, you can convert into mechanical energy by rotating some turbine or some blades or some fans, and at the same time you can also convert them into electricity or thermal energy or mechanical energy, like that. Different technologies are there, so we will have a detailed investigation about how wind energy is converted into other forms of energy. And in the third chapter, we will be focusing especially on the geothermal energy. As I told you, it is the energy contained at the very core of the earth. Okay, the very core of the earth is very hot. Okay, thousands and thousands of degrees Celsius high. The hot magma, molten state is called magma, and there's different layers. We will have a simple look at such things when you study about geothermal energy, and we will also look into how technology works there. What is the technology used to convert the energy packed at the core of the earth into useful form? That is something human beings can use it. Okay, so people have found many methods and measures to convert the geothermal energy into useful form of energy. You can convert the electricity, you can convert the thermal energy, like that. So there are techniques, and how they are used, where they are used, that we also discuss. Okay, and in the unit 4, we will separately look into biomass energy. Biomass simply means whatever waste you get from agricultural fields, okay, or animal waste, you can say cow dung or human dung or human excreta. These all are biomass. Many agricultural products, even forest products, you can count for that matter. Using such biomaterials, wood for example, using such materials, you can produce very useful, very costly secondary sources. For example, certain biofuels are there, like alcohol, biodiesel. Okay, so similarly, from certain wood materials, you can produce certain gas. This can be used in industries and cooking purposes. Such things are made using biomass. Or simply you can burn the biomass, you will get energy. Using that energy, you can convert, you can produce, generate electricity. Okay, there are several such methods to convert biomass into useful form. It's a very highly interesting chapter. We will have a separate section to deal with biomass energy. Okay, and in the unit 5, you will be discussing about energy from ocean. Okay, ocean, you know, the vast and huge and gigantic. It carry energy in different ways. Mechanical energy it carry, thermal energy it carry. Okay, so that will be looked into in separate heading. In ocean, thermal energy is the so thermal energy of the ocean can be extracted, and that can be used to run many machines. One thing. And ocean waves, if you stand alone on a beach, you can see the wave constantly blowing waves. Okay, so just waves carry energy. We using our separate technique, appropriate technique. The energy of the wave can be converted into electricity. Similarly, there are tides are the up and down movement of the sea is called the tide. Okay, ocean tides. So that also carry energy. You can use it, and we will also see the advantages and disadvantages of ocean energy too. And the last unit, that is unit number 6, in which we will study about some chemical energy. This cannot be hardly classified into a non-conventional source, but still it is comparatively modern. So we have included here, where we will be discussing about batteries, different types of batteries, and how batteries carry energy, store energy. Okay, there are very advanced modern batteries which can be charged very quickly and discharged with, with constant power. Okay, modern cars, you must have heard about hybrid car and electric cars. They need such advanced type of batteries to operate. Okay, so such things will be discussed in the chapter or unit 6. Okay, so this is the description of the entire syllabus in a nutshell. And finally, you have this classification. This is yet another classification of energy on the basis of origin. Okay, or you can say the basis of production. That is, the first one is called primary source of energy, and second is the secondary source of energy. Okay, we will look into first primary. What is mean by primary source of energy? Okay, so this is something you can say anything, any source of energy which you directly get from nature, is called primary source of energy. For that matter, crude oil is a primary source of energy. Okay, crude oil is a primary source of energy. It is unconverted, original. Once you convert the crude oil into petrol, diesel, gasoline, or whatsoever, you get what is called the secondary source of energy. Okay. Similarly, waterfall. This is a primary source of energy. Waterfall, hydropower is a primary source of energy. Even solar energy, for that matter, you can count as a primary source of energy. Okay, so several examples are quoted here. You can say petroleum, or you can say crude oil, natural gas, coal, biomass, flowing water, wind, solar radiation. Okay, these all are coming under the primary source of energy because they are raw fuel or raw energy which is directly available on Earth. And another adding to that, you can quote these properties. Primary sources are either mined from Earth or reaped from, say, agricultural field for that matter. Biomass is reaped, extracted, harvested, harnessed. Okay, for example, water power is harnessed. So, any fuel which is obtained by these processes, you can count them as primary source of energy. Okay, and as far as secondary sources are concerned, they are such sources which are obtained after conversion. Okay, after conversion, that means secondary sources are obtained after performing certain refinement, okay, refinement or some processing. Once if some processing is done, we get as some products. So those products are called secondary energy sources. Okay. So we say that secondary sources are obtained from the transformation of primary energy source. Okay. So that is why it is called a secondary, something obtained from primary. Okay. So they are converted, or what is the advantage? Because they can be readily stored, and moreover their calorific value will be very high. You know, their calorific value means the amount of energy that you can obtain from unit mass of that substance. That means how much energy 1 kilogram of a given fuel gives, or given energy resource gives you. That is called calorific value. For that matter, you should know that hydrogen is the best fuel for calorific value. Okay, so all other fuels fall or come under below that. Okay, so what we said is that secondary sources are something which are obtained after doing some processing or some transformation on primary sources. Okay, so examples are quoted here. Electricity is an example for secondary source, which are not obtained by mining or harvesting or harvest. Okay, which are secondary source, can be easily stored also. Okay, as compared to primary source, secondary source can be easily stored. For electricity, you can easily store in different devices. Okay, and whenever you need it, you can get it. And certain other examples are also quoted here. Okay, biofuels, as I told you, like ethanol, ethyl alcohol, syngas, biodiesel. In fact, we will study in detail about these materials in later course of time. Okay, LPG gas, butane. These are all obtained by refinement of crude oil and petroleum. Okay, so they are coming under the class of secondary source of energy. Okay, so what are the advantages of secondary sources? So they are much easily or much conveniently storable compared to primary sources, and they can be easily transported from one place to another. Okay, delivered in a easily usable form. These are all the advantages of secondary sources of energy. Okay, so anyway, nothing is superior. We need both, but secondary is made from primary. So we need primary, we need secondary. This is simply on the basis of the energy availability, how readily the energy is available, and this classification is based on that, how readily energy can be made available. And according to that, we can say that the classification is done. Okay. And now it is a time for your assignment. You have a very simple assignment to be done. Here is the question. Why do non-conventional source of energies are known so? Okay, very interesting question. Why the name indicate, or you can say what is the name indicate? Why they are called so? You can write the answer why it is known so. It's a previously asked question also. So you search out and find out the answer and write it. And here is the second question. Write any two differences between conventional and non-conventional sources of energy. You find out any two good difference between conventional and non-conventional sources and write it. And secondly, write any two difference between primary source and secondary sources of energy. So this can also be done. We have well explained these things. So I am sure that you can find out the answer, write in an A4 sheet, and properly upload in the Google Classroom. Okay. So hope whatever I explained you understood well. Hope you can attend the assignment well. You are requested to watch the video at least twice before writing the assignment, so that you will get a better grasp. So with these remarks, hope we can stop today. Thank you all of you.